let's be clear. You know what? It's someone's birthday somewhere out there in the world. And if that is you, today is your birthday, or whenever you watch this and it's your birthday, comment down below so that you can be wished a happy birthday wherever you are and whenever you watch this. And if it's not your birthday, remember, you can always have a slice of anything sweet and you have that irresistible urge to eat some cake. Well, remember to give yourself some easy time and say it's someone's birthday somewhere else in the world. So let's get into sorting that craving. So below we have our ingredients. Already we have, this is sugar, oil and margarine already weighed into portions, so I'll leave the weights below. Then we have our flour, we have our baking powder, we have our chocolate or cocoa powder, some vanilla essence, some milk, and our eggs. Despite them being very expensive right now. Yeah, so let's get into making this wonderful treat that will cure that irresistible urge to eat a slice of something sweet whenever you feel like it. So let's get into it. So we'll begin by first whisking this. This is the oil, margarine and sugar until it's pale white. Then after whisking this, you can use also a whisk. You break an egg. So you remember to break one egg at a time in case you have that one rotten one. You don't want that. I've encountered several of those, so break one at a time. And then remember to smell or use whichever method you use to ensure that you know your egg is good. So let me know below what are some of those methods. Remember when we were in, I think, class 5, 6, there was that option for, I think, dipping in salty water or something. If you remember, let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, so we'll add one at a time as we whisk. The egg mixture while adding the eggs one at a time. Then next we'll add our essence. So I'm going to also add 4 teaspoons of this. Then give it a final whisk to whisk in the essence. Then once you're done with that, you can see these edges, there's still there's butter that is around that. So we also need to whisk that. So I'm going to get a mwiko, or you can also use a spatula to scoop all that. Then you whisk it. I have my mwiko. Then now we are just going to scoop that. Basically what we are doing is just mixing it inside with the rest of the cake butter, and the butter is BA, not BU. But we also have margarine inside. So once we throw on the side, we whisk it again the final round, just to ensure all particles are properly whisked. We've already whisked our wet ingredients, then now onto the dry ingredients. Over here we have the flour and then the baking powder, and we still have this. So let me know in the comment section below, before we get into it, what we're going to be making. This particular is cocoa powder, so let me know if you'll get it straight before the end of the video. Yeah, so we'll still use this, but this is at the end. So let's continue with our mixing. So over here we have the baking powder and then our flour. So what I'm just going to do is measure out the baking powder. Give it a mix. Mix. Then we sift. So what I'm going to do next is to sift. Remember, we still have our milk, which we are yet to use as part of the wet ingredients. Reason being, when mixing the flour for this particular cake, we need to mix the milk also as well at the same time, but end with the flour. So that's what we'll do. So sift to get a smooth cake mix, but you can still pour it as is, so lazima. But to get that finer texture, always sift. Yep. So we're just going to sift or sieve. Kizungu ilikuja na meli. Yeah, so we're just sieving it. So we've done the sieving of the first part. So what we're going to do is just give it a scoop and like a swiping motion. So we're just going to swipe it, or rather folding. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Adulting. Anyway, you keep on forgetting so many things that are very close. So yeah, it's called the folding method. That's what I was looking for this whole time. Yeah, so we're just going to fold. Basically what folding means is just scooping from the bottom and then kama unairusha. You see, like the way mchanga inarushangwa that way. So you're just scooping from the bottom and just wrapping it on top until everything or all the flour is mixed in. So that's what is called the folding method. So once that is done, next our milk. So we're just going to pour all of it. Yep, this is about 280 ml, or you can use the third cup, so a third cup, 4 of them. So that's what we are whisking or mixing again using the same method, the folding method. Then finally the last batch of the flour or flour, depending on penye ulienda, kama ulienda group of schools or you went to schooling groups. whichever school you went to, or whichever word you prefer to use as you grow up. Remember, you can only choose where you'll end up, but you cannot choose where you start from. Yeah, so right now you can decide whether you want to be saying flour or unga, whichever. Zote tu ni one and the same. So we just sieve again. Finally, the last folding. So let me know, have you guessed what we'll be using the cocoa powder for? Let me know, is it icing or is it still part of the cake? Let me know, or maybe you've gotten a hint from the title, maybe. So let's see. Next to our main ingredient. Drum rolls. Anyway, so yeah, this is what we're now going to do. We're going to divide this cake batter into 2. One, we leave it as is. The other one, we put our secret star ingredient, which is the cocoa powder. You can use whichever, but if you're able to get the baker's cocoa powder from any baking shop, the better. But you can use any cocoa powder. The only difference is this one gives out a better and stronger taste as compared to the other cocoa powder. It doesn't have added sugar, so it's purely cocoa butter, cocoa powder. Yes, our secret ingredient or our main ingredient. So we get a bowl and pour half of this into that and add in the cocoa powder. So now we have our bowl over here, which we're going to divide the cake batter into it. Well, you can decide to wait, depending on how your OCD is. You can decide to wait or kutumia macho and wait for the ancestors to tell you that is enough. So for today, because it's not really a very or an order per se for the cakes I make, so this one I'm just going to eyeball it until the ancestors say ni hivyo. Yes, so we're just going to eyeball like basically half of this mixture, just half. Can decide to eyeball or measure it. So for this I'm not going, but if it was a normal cake order, I would definitely have used the weighing scale. So for that, tusikilize ancestors, pale watatuambia tusimamie ndio tutasimamia. So that's it for that, just a small amount. Then what we are going to use to do is now using a spoon. add just a slight amount of cocoa powder. So we're just going to also sieve this as well to avoid any lumps. So we're just going to sieve that. So we sieve that, then we give it a mix. And then remember, while you're doing all this, your oven should be your oven should be preheating. I think you had mine switch off when we were starting because I'd already kept it preheat as I was measuring out the ingredients. So now it's already preheated, but you can still put it for another 5 minutes before we finish portioning it. So you can just give it like another 5, but it is already preheated. If you had that cut at the start, that was the oven telling us it's ready for use. So there we have it. We've mixed it. Now this is almost close to a chocolate cake, but this is not chocolate cake. And if you want a real chocolate cake, just subscribe and be tuned in so that you can learn in one of the upcoming videos how to make an actual chocolate cake with all the deliciousness of coffee in it. So yeah, so that's it for this. So what we are going to do now, just going to do something very simple. Now this is where the mathematics, mwalimu wa math uko happy. So this is where the mathematics comes in. We need to now weigh this and weigh this, then we put half of it, then I'll show you how we're going to do it. What we are going to do now is divide it. So we're just going to give it a scoop from each side. So a scoop from this and a scoop from this. So at a time too. Pole pole, pole pole, mos mos, mos mos, pole pole. The OGs know which song I'm talking about. Now what we're going to do is just give it a tap to remove the air bubbles. Then next, you want it to be a bit wavy. So I hope you've gotten the gist of what we are doing so far. We're making a marble cake. That's what we've been doing the whole time. So if you got the clue from the title, let me know. But if you actually got it right from the ingredients, let me know as well. So yeah, this is what we're making, a marble cake. So once we are at this level, we're just going to give it a swirl. Just get that zebra-like look. Just going to use a toothpick to just give it that nice swirl. Finally, the cake is done and ready to be enjoyed. Yes, so we're just going to cut into it and do the taste test to see if we nailed it or not. Very spongy. How you know a cake is spongy is once you press on it, it should bounce back. So you can see how spongy it is. You just press and it bounces back. And there we have it, our yummy, delicious marble cake. So definitely a taste test for it. You've already seen it spongy by pressing and then it just bounces back. So definitely a taste test. Oh, any that balance between that chocolate and vanilla. Heavenly. Just pause a minute because I have to finish this. It's that sweet. It's that sweet, honestly. If you're not a lover of chocolate too much or vanilla too much, this is just that perfect combination. Yani, mtangoja tu kidogo because it's that sweet. And then, because it's a festive season, definitely with something to pair it up. Can be tea, can be anything. For me, this is just some wine, and then we pair it up with this chocolate and wine. Oh! Just a minute. I may keep you waiting for too long, so we're just going to end it here. Because this just got to be eaten right away. Hatungojei, hii inaisha tu leo. Hivi venye unaona leo inaisha leo. I'm sure the rest anaingoja. So this one is going to end today, believe it or not, because for me, I'm already about to start eating this, but I don't want to keep you waiting. So remember to subscribe if you have not, and if you have that urge to eat something sweet this season, don't worry, you can have this. It's not too sweet because it's a cut through of both chocolate and vanilla, so you're not having it too high or too bland. It got too hapo, sitting nicely. That's what it is. And then also, if you're on a diet, don't worry, you can just cut it into slices as we have done and eat that one slice and you'll still be on your diet. But also remember those New Year goals that you had set, that whenever I start something, I must finish it. This is where you put it into action, because even if you're on a diet, that one slice, and then you remember that goal, you have to finish what you've started. So don't worry, just give yourself some grace and eat the whole cake, even if it's at one slice. You know what I'm talking about. So that's it from me. Till next time, kwaheri. Thank you so much for tuning in. Over here with me, Stacey Candy. Remember to subscribe, keep on baking and enjoying this delicious sweetness. You ni utamu tu inani confuse. So keep on subscribing, share with your family and friends. For me, I'll just keep on having my bite over here because hii inaisha tu saa hii. Goodbye. See you. I need to finish this.